then issue a mandate to tell the blazered UEFA delegates they send all over Europe to tell referees to stop the game if it happens again. The abuse on Monday night was not the most intense that I have heard at a football ground. Reports emerged that it had been going on all night, but it was only really audible high up in the stands when Danny Rose got his late booking. That is not the point. Any level of racism is disgusting and intolerable. It has to be stamped out instantly. As Raheem Sterling tweeted after the game, "This is 2019. The hint from UEFA is that Montenegro will suffer a partial closure of their ground in future." Even for a top-grade fixture like England is supposed to be, there were plenty of empty seats in the Stadion Pog Goricom, so even shutting a whole stand for the visit of Kosovo in June is no punishment at all. Sorry, Montenegro, but the line has to be drawn and an example has to be made. In the past, UEFA and FIFA have handed out ludicrously paltry fines for similar acts of racism from the minority of fans. Russia were fined just £22,000 by FIFA when their fans racially abused French players in a pre-World Cup friendly last year. Days later, UEFA hit Turkish side Besiktas with a £30,000 punishment for allowing a cat to run on the pitch in a Champions League game against Bayern Munich. Then there are Nicklas Bendtner's legendary underpants. UEFA punished the former Arsenal star for pulling down his shorts to reveal a bookie's logo during Euro 2012. £80,000 fine. A local journalist at the end of Gareth Southgate's post-match press conference made a passionate appeal for leniency from the English press towards his countrymen. "They are only a small country, and it was only a bit of racism," was effectively the gist of it. If that does not set UEFA alarm bells ringing, nothing will. The Montenegrin people were indeed kind hosts, but to have any sort of humanity you have to join together in deploring even one single occasion where a fellow person is abused on the basis of the color of their skin. It is one of the fundamentals of an educated human society. Instead, Montenegro's own coach stood throughout the game across from Gareth Southgate with the UEFA delegate in between, was uniquely deaf to it all. The first step is to admit there is a problem, and UEFA can force Montenegro to do that while sending out a wider message. Close the ground completely. Let the next game be played out in eerie silence and contemplation. That racism emphatically does not have any part in sport, just as it has no part in a right-thinking world. This is not England preaching from an ivory tower. Largely, we recognize our problems and great efforts are in place to correct them. Role models such as Raheem Sterling are slowly changing the way we all think, and his let in speaking out on Monday was just another example. He would rather just play football, though. That is why talk of players walking off the pitch in protest is missing the point. Players engaged in the sport they love should not be forced off the pitch by the bigots. They should have already been let off by the authorities who are there to protect them. It is time for UEFA to endorse more forcefully the responsibility of the referee to let all 22 players off together if the environment becomes one in which all the essence of sport is lost entirely. Racism means no more football. Then one day, hopefully, we can all dream that football will come to mean no more racism.